What's up, guys? So we're going to be vlogging more and taking you guys through some of our days and what we do. So right now we're outside in the garden and we're going to take you through a tour of our outside backyard and then our indoor garden and a little bit about our day.
This is the apricot tree. It just flowered like a couple weeks ago. And if you guys come closer, you'll see the little apricots starting to form. All of these are apricots. And there's actually one flower left. That's what they look like.
Yeah, I have a video of it flowering I'll throw up on the screen. And then over here we have some strawberries that I put down underneath the tree. So it's April 1st, so they're just starting to come up and get a little bigger. But I spaced them about 12 to 14 inches apart.
And then near the apricot tree we have the grapevine, and it's just coming back because grapes come later in the season. Apricots come first.
Yeah, I want to clip it and clone it and bring it indoors.
Yeah, so we can have grape indoors.
And then we have an automatic irrigation going around the entire yard, so it waters all the plants automatically out here. And then right here I have all my solar panels that go to the solar generator in the garage. And I actually thought that they were going to cause like a dead spot in the yard, but there's actually a lot of foliage growing underneath them, which is pretty crazy. I'm trying to plant more in the yard this year, and I want to let the dandelions go crazy, so I'm locking the gardener that we have out, and I'm going to take care of the backyard more. But then this is the other strawberry patch we set up. We have the pool, which is also a hot tub. We don't use it too often.
Oh, come here. Let's show them the flowers of the strawberry.
Oh yeah,
One of the strawberries is working.
one of the strawberries has a flower. We might want to pick that off just so the plant gets bigger. But I'll show them the indoor garden and talk about all the strawberries we have inside soon. Alright, so we use these jugs so that the Roombas don't hit the plants. But right now I'm cloning a bunch of stuff on the ground like pineapple, basil, tomato, and a bunch of strawberry clones. This isn't normally how I clone plants, but I just have too many clones, so I have nowhere else to put them, so I just put them on the ground here. But you'll see upstairs I have a bunch more. And then this is the 2.5-year avocado tree I grew from seed. And then my 2.5-year lemon tree that's right behind it, that's kind of hard to see, that I also grew from seed. And I clip it and clone it all the time. I'm going to be clipping and cloning the avocados soon too. They haven't fruited yet, but they probably will soon. I just have been focused on other plants. So then we have the peach tree, which is starting to come back. It was dormant for a little while. You can see out of the tips. I'm definitely going to have to clip this because it's getting bigger. But it's developed like a really nice trunk. And I grew an apricot from the apricot tree you just saw outside. And this one's about a year old now because we've harvested off the apricot tree last year. Back here we have a bell pepper. This is over 2 years old. They can live several years. I've grown a bunch of stuff in this tent. It just is kind of like a reject tent at this point, but I have a bunch of strawberries in here still. And I'll do a root pull so you guys can see. Right here I have my cauliflower. I just covered the leaves in a short. In all my shorts, I cover individual plants more. So I'm blanching the cauliflower head to keep it white, and I'm going to be picking it soon. Alright, so we have 3 different bell pepper plants here that are doing their next season. So this is their second run. We got white, red, and then a different type of red. Alright, so it looks like there's some strawberries that are ready to harvest. I'm probably going to pick this one. But since you see this like white stuff that's gathering on the pebbles here, you don't want that to get on your food because that's compounds from inside the bucket, like coming up essentially. And you would want to not come in contact with that. That's essentially like coming in contact with the fertilizer. And you don't want your food coming in contact with that. See, there's some berries here. I have 16 strawberries upstairs I'm about to show you guys. I forgot to mention down here this little berry we got off of this one. This was the one that's 2 years old, and I cloned every strawberry plant I have off of. So she doesn't produce the greatest berries anymore, and she's kind of on her way out. That's why I showed you guys the other berries, because I don't want you to think that this is what you should expect. She's just old and on her way out. I just keep her 'cause. If you guys are interested how I grow plants hydroponically, I cover it all in my hydroponic plants playlist, and I cover everything I learn in my shorts and some long form videos, but this is just mostly a vlog. So these are the 16 strawberry plants I just set up in a short cold day tent. So I have the air conditioner in here and I bring it down to 70 degrees and I have it at 8 hours, and that will make these strawberry plants flower more frequently. If I gave them, they're a short day plant, so if I gave them long days, they would never flower, and if I gave them hot temperatures, they would never flower. Depending on what strawberry cultivar you have, it could be a short day, long day, or a day neutral plant, which is all stuff I cover in my shorts. So I'm going to be covering in other videos everything from start to finish in this entire strawberry tent, but as you can see, they're not fully grown yet, and I want to do like a complete tutorial from start to finish on them. So you can see I haven't watered them since I transferred them into this bucket, and it's been over 35 days, and that's how much they've drank. I'm going to water them soon because I don't want their Rockwell Q drying out at the top, but you want to train those roots lower in the bucket. So right now I have the pumps turned low because it's usually very loud in this room, but yeah, like I said, I'm going to be covering everything about how I take care of these in a separate video because it's just too complicated to talk about right now, but I can show you guys it. So this is normally how loud it is in here. This is way too big of a carbon filter, but I just have it in here anyway. A couple flowers coming off of some of them. I could pick them and let the plant get bigger, but I'm going to keep them. And then we like to pick the runners that come off of them so that the plant doesn't keep decloning itself. Alright, so in here I have a bunch of random plants as well. I have a large aloe vera I've grown for the last 2 years. I've only watered this thing once in the last like 2 years anyway. It barely drinks anything. It went down like barely anything. I got celery, which I don't really like. I'm probably going to get rid of soon. I just didn't like the flavor of it. I'm just keeping it because I don't like to kill plants. And then broccoli. I've harvested the main head off of this, and it's going to continue to do more heads, this specific variety. So I'll see how long that one continues to go for. And then over here I have a bunch of carnivorous plants, but a lot of them are dormant and they're coming out of dormancy. And I clone a bunch of them. I haven't shown too much of that in my shorts yet. I will at some point. It's just because they're dormant right now, a bunch of them. And honestly, I don't know if a bunch of them are going to come out of their dormancy, because I focus on too many things at once sometimes. And then over here I have a bunch of dirt strawberries I started indoors. These are really, really overcrowded. This is more properly spaced. This is just one of them. And I keep all my spare leaves and dead root balls in these bins upstairs and downstairs, pretty much any plant room I have. And I'm going to be composting these one day. I want to get a loamy, but I just don't have enough money right now. So I just collect them. I'm going to keep them in bags. So this room gets very hot and humid because I don't have an air conditioner coming in the window, which I really should. And I don't have a carbon filter. So the room kind of gets a little bit of stale air. I use one of my air filters that's a molecule. These are actually really good, but that's not really meant for this. I'd like that for my bedroom instead, but right now I just don't use anything here.
So these are just some seeds that we're starting for our new plant tent, and we have like lettuces. We have arugula, red romaine, butter crunch, spinach, and then we started some different strawberries. We have white strawberry and yellow strawberry. That's actually the white strawberry, that one started. We have some blackberries, just a bunch of greens and berries basically.
Alright, so I'm super excited about this because this is going to be our new plant room. So we have an 8x8 tent here, and then I want to put an 8x4 tent here one day. And we're going to get the air conditioner in here from downstairs. In a separate video, I'm going to go in depth in the setup of everything. The link down below, I link to all the gear I use, which I affiliate for on Amazon and some other sites. So it helps me directly if you get anything. And it's a list of literally everything I use in any of my hydroponic indoor gardening setups. And yeah. So I also affiliate for Mars Hydro directly. So I have a 5% discount code and a 3% discount code on certain lights, grow tents, and ventilation, or grow setups entirely. So if you want to check that out, that'll all be in links down below. And we just got in our new AquaTrue. That's how we fill up all these 5-gallon jugs. We're gonna get the filters set up, and you have to run a couple tanks before you can drink it, but they're gonna be on the list down below as well. There are 4-stage reverse osmosis filtered water that you can get for tabletop or under the sink. So we have this tabletop one, my old tabletop one, another one. There's literally 3 AquaTrues right here, and then the under the counter one. So yeah, definitely support AquaTrue. I use the reverse osmosis filtered water for my plants because I don't change the reservoirs in any of them, and the tap water has components that can build up over time. So long term, I just like to use reverse osmosis filtered water, just because I believe it'll get a better result since I don't change the reservoirs. So yeah, if you were to copy exactly what I do, you might get a different result if you do what I do and use tap water and don't change reservoirs. So just to let you know.
So today the smoothie is gonna be mangoes, blueberries, blackberries, kiwis, yogurt, and some oat milk. Mango, yep. And it's all one.
Let me use this little thingy that makes it easy to pour inside.
Okay, so I added in the mangoes, blueberries, blackberries, kiwis, and 2 tablespoons of the yogurt. Give it a shake.
And then sometimes we do a scoop of this pea protein powder. What has happened?
The blender died. We must plug it in. Sometimes these things happen.
We have a second one, but it broke, so I might be able to take it apart and fix it, but we probably should get a second one again. So it wasn't the battery?
No. The piece you put in there was too thick, so it wasn't blending it right.
Oh, they have this issue where that little nub in there gets broken off because you like twist on bottles so often, and then you have to put like a little piece of string in there so that when you twist the bottle cap on, it like presses something down in there with it. And if you press it too much, it doesn't work. Thank you. Then we like to have the mopping Roomba go every day and the vacuuming Roomba. And then we clear out this space for the gym, so we move the couch over into the kitchen so that we can work out here. Which we're about to go and work out, which I normally would include you guys in, but this vlog's getting a little long, so in the next one maybe. So, goodbye.
Peace.